Do you run away from love because you think you don't deserve it? The touch of an outstretched hand is like a sunbeam scorching skin accustomed to twilight. There's an internal tremor, a silent alarm triggered when proximity announces itself. The fear of being seen up close and of having the cracks exposed to the soft light of acceptance. I prefer the familiar echo of my own voice in the void, to the uncomfortable warmth of another heart beating close to mine. I built myself a labyrinth of absence, where every wall is an unspoken no, every corridor a detour. Solitude became a dark, safe cocoon, where the threat of external abandonment can no longer reach me, because I already left first. I perfected the art of departure. The self-abandonment is the silent master guiding me, a muffled voice whispering that love is dangerous territory. It's a desolate landscape within, where the only architecture is the one I designed for escape. Every step inward leads to more shadows, more hidden passages where I can dissolve. I am a whisper in my own mind, barely audible, fading into the background of my own existence. The fear of love is the shadow cast by the absence of self-love. I stare into the mirror, and the image it returns is always of someone falling short. An inner voice, ancient and chilling, repeats, "You don't deserve the quiet comfort of a gentle touch. You don't deserve the simplicity of a non-judgmental gaze." Every compliment feels like counterfeit currency, a poisoned gift my system immediately rejects, because deep down the belief is an abyss where deserving was lost even before I was born. Its edges constantly recede, pulling me further into doubt. The attempt to receive love is like reaching out for a flame, knowing it will burn because I am unworthy of warmth. There's a programmed aversion to anything that feels too good, too pure. This affective self-sabotage isn't a mistake. It's a program, a deeply embedded software of self-destruction that ensures the necessary distance is maintained. It's a firewall against connection, meticulously crafted over years of unspoken lessons, so that the truth, the one that whispers I am not enough, is never disproven. It's a cruel loop, where proof of unworthiness is constantly sought and seemingly found. Distrust in love is the certainty of your own inadequacy. I run, not from those who approach, but from myself, reflected in the other's gaze. It's an ancient dance, a ballet of strategic retreats. The silent emotional terror paralyzes me. When intimacy threatens to reveal what I guard, every misstep of affection is a trigger for my internal disappearance. A deep, instinctual urge to vanish. I built invisible walls with bricks of unworthiness, and locked doors with keys of self-abandonment. These are not physical barriers, but a complex internal architecture designed for isolation. It's not that I don't want connection. It's that my body learned love comes at a high price, a subtle punishment, a promised abandonment that precedes any bond. This affective self-sabotage is my form of control, a desperate attempt to avoid the pain of loss by losing even before I've had. It's a preemptive strike against my own heart. The inner voice becomes a distant echo, while the self fragments, a mosaic of pain that finds no meaning, scattering into 1,000 tiny pieces. Fleeing love is an addiction, the illusion of safety and solitude. I am the desolate landscape of an emotional desert, where flowers are born and wither before they can even truly bloom. Self-abandonment is my art form, a subtle way to absent myself from myself, to become a mere silhouette against the fading sunset. I do not allow myself to feel the depth that affection demands, nor the vulnerability that love invites. My internal system is wired for retreat, not connection. As Carl Jung would say, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious, and my darkness is the dread of being truly loved for who I am. There's a silent emotional terror in every breath that brings a genuine bond closer. It's a primal fear, deeply ingrained, echoing through every cell. It's as if my essence, that deepest part of me, is imprisoned by invisible threads of an ancient web. A spiderweb of past hurts, meticulously spun. An archetype of the hermit isolated by choice yet forced into this solitude by unnamed pain. I prefer the predictability of my solitude to the unpredictable chaos of surrender, because the promise of love is for me the promise of imminent loss. It's an inevitable cycle, a pattern I cannot seem to break. Love is a dangerous mirror for those who do not see themselves whole. Affective self-sabotage has become a daily ritual, a choreographed dance of self-exclusion. I pull away when others draw near, I fall silent when questioned. It's an act of preservation, a silent emotional terror that compels me to erect walls higher than any castle. These are unseen barriers, reinforced by every unacknowledged wound. How can I receive a love that doesn't align with my programming of insufficiency? It's a fundamental conflict, a glitch in the system designed to keep me safe, yet isolated. Self-abandonment is the currency, the guarantee that the pain of external rejection will be averted by internal self-rejection. I preempt the hurt, inflicting it upon myself before anyone else can. Identity dilutes in the flight, turning me into a mere specter of who I could truly be. A ghost in my own life, fading into the background of vibrant existence. There's an addiction to avoidance, a perverse comfort in not feeling, in not exposing myself to the risk of happiness. This emptiness has become a familiar, albeit cold, companion, because happiness for me is the prelude to catastrophe. It's the moment before the fall, the calm before the storm. It's the scenario where the illusion of deserving is brutally shattered. The fragile pretense crumbles, revealing the core belief that I am inherently flawed. I observe the window and the world seems to happen outside without my real participation. A distant spectacle where others are the main actors, and I, just a fleeting shadow in the audience trapped within my own play. Affective isolation is the prison built to protect a heart that has already given up on itself. There is a quest, a silent yearning for the original melody of my own being. It resonates in the quietest corners, a forgotten tune, a desire to shed the layers of invisible loyalty, to break the contract with inherited guilt, to dissolve the addiction to invisibility, to finally breathe a different air. It's the journey to find the authentic self, that core part which fragmented under the immense weight of what went unresolved by past generations. A scattering of my essence, the child I once was, hidden beneath the bed of memory, now tries to rise wobbly in the dim light. A fragile attempt at emergence, but the light hurts. It stings the eyes unaccustomed to brightness, revealing the dust motes of forgotten fears dancing in its beams. The inner voice struggles, a dissonance between what I was programmed to be and what I desperately long to express. Two separate songs playing at once. The facade I created, this almost perfect persona, threatens to suffocate the fragile whisper of my own truth. A beautifully crafted cage. It's not a cry of revolution, but a ballet of internal ruptures, a slow and painful detachment from the chains that bound me to the past, each link weakening, one by one. Every step toward myself is an act of betrayal to the old pain, a challenge to the contracted silence, a quiet rebellion against a lifetime of patterns. I don't know where this quest will end, or if I will ever fully find myself. The map is incomplete, the destination uncertain, but denial is no longer an option. The weight of non-existence has become heavier than the fear of being seen. The echo of my own voice, however faint, is the only guide left in this labyrinth of shadows, a fragile thread in the dark. If you also recognize the fear of being loved, write in the comments, "I break free from the fear of surrender," because surrender is the beginning of freedom.